Before I was Christian, my life, I was going down a path which is unfortunately probably quite common these days. When I was younger, I had a fairly normal childhood. I was happy and I had some small involvement with the church. But as I moved into my teenage years, my family stopped going to church. It seemed almost by default I ended up pursuing a life of fulfillment in parties, alcohol and drugs. I continued on in this life for quite a while. At the age of 17, I moved out of home on bad terms with my parents and ended up using lighter drugs on a daily basis. I actually was quite happy and felt fine. However, I couldn't deny a level of underlying emptiness that I felt and a frustration at the general lack of explanation that I had for the existence of life. After having felt for a while empty and wanted to know more about life and just get answers to the questions that I had, I began to research mainstream views such as evolution, but it seemed that the more I researched, the more dissatisfied I became with their inability to explain human existence. Subsequently, I eventually moved on to considering the possibility of creation, and after researching it for a while, I did accept it as truth. However, this didn't really change my life at all. I still held a firm grip onto my old lifestyles and there was no signs of changing. It seemed that God had a different plan for my life, because one day when I was just sitting at home in my room doing nothing in particular, I felt what I now know to be the presence of God. It's really hard to describe this experience because I have no point of reference for the feeling before or after the experience, but I guess I could explain it as a euphoric feeling that was coupled with a strange feeling of knowingness of God being in my life and wanting a part of my life and accepting me, and that I was forgiven for the wrongs I'd done in my life. Several hours after I had the encounter with God's presence, the feelings faded away, but I knew that I'd been changed in a way that was never going to fade away. From that point, my life radically changed. Straight away, all addiction to any drugs or anything else left me, and I instantly knew a feeling of completeness and fulfillment that I could otherwise have never have known existed. A lot of things changed in my life then. Soon after, I found a good casual job and I got accepted into full-time uni, which I've been doing now for 2 years and have almost finished. Mended the relationship with my parents, and I also found a girlfriend to walk the Christian life with me. After the experience, I couldn't deny that God was real, so I just looked up churches on the internet and just decided to start going along, and I ended up coming to this church, and it was really great because I made a whole new group of friends that are really supporting and encouraging and have helped me build the much more productive life that I'm living now. My life has totally turned around in terms of my whole attitude and my values. You may not feel that you need anything, and you may feel that your life is already complete now, but having lived it myself, I can say with 100% certainty that you can't prepare yourself for the awesome plans that God has for your life and the awesome changes He wants to make in your life. The end.